I guess there's a bit of confusion on my end.
Oh.
Why, on one hand, you say, I want to take on more equal responsibility in terms of leadership, but you are still holding him to he should pay for...
Yeah, I think it would depends on like which aspects. So in terms of like financial responsibility, because at that stage when we bought the house, he was making a lot more money. I was fresh out of law school.
Sure.
So I figured he is 10 years older than me and he's well established in his career, so he should probably be contributing more to the expenses. But of course, I don't think that's like a fundamental issue for us. I think the more fundamental issues are like when we are going through, like for example, just going on vacation or just handling like daily affairs, he probably should let me participate more or help out more or be more supportive in things.
Gotcha. Okay. Maybe we can come back to that.
Sure.
Is this the only time you've been married?
Yes.
Do you have kids?
No.
No kids. Okay. Gotcha. And then since the separation a year and a half ago, have you been dating any other men?
Yes.
Or what was the longest period of time you've dated a guy since the separation?
Yeah, I don't think nothing was too serious, even though I did kind of hope it would lead into something. I think the longest was just about close to 3 months.
Okay. Here, just go that way from now on, okay? All right. What about you?
I am single. I've been single for quite some time. My longest relationship was with my high school boyfriend. He was older. He was not in high school anymore. And it was a year and a half.
Longest relationship, you said a year and a half? Okay. And you've been single for how long?
Most of my adult life. I
Okay.
mean, I live very far from my parents, and so what I'm saying, I've never changed my Facebook status to say in a relationship, and I've never brought or introduced anyone to my parents in the traditional sense of publicly dating. So I've had plenty of like mini relationships, but I wouldn't say I ever was introduced as, oh, this is my girlfriend. So.
Okay. So when was your year and a half relationship?
When I was in high school, 16 to 17 and a half.
How old was he?
21 to 23.
I think that's a yikes.
No, that's legal.
That
I
might
was
be a bit of a
16.
yikes. Oh, you're saying you're in a state where the age of consent
Like I started
was...
dating him when I was 16, so that was a consensual. My parents
how old was he?
approved. 21.
You were 16?
Okay. But since then, that relationship ended when you were 18, correct?
17 and a half.
You've not had any relationships?
No relationships where I was officially dating.
Okay. Hold on. I need to go to intro really quick. Flash. Okay. Have you had situationships?
I've had a number of situationships.
Okay.
Some were fun, some were horrible, but
What's the longest situationship you've had?
2 years?
2 years. But you guys weren't boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, never went anywhere in public.
Okay.
Didn't go on trips together. Didn't do holiday gifts, birthday gifts. Didn't hang out with each other's friends.
All right. Are you currently involved with a guy in some capacity?
No.
There's no guy in the picture? No guy you're seeing, even casually, sneaky link?
Depends what city I'm in.
Are you an escort?
No. But I grew up on the East Coast. I travel often, and so I have friends that I see in different cities when I'm there, but it's not like I plan the trip to see them. It's like, hey, I'm in town. You want to go get dinner? If I sleep with them afterwards, you know what I mean? They're someone I've known a long time.
Okay. So there's no guy currently, though, in the picture? When's the last local situationship you've had?
Local situationship in LA. A couple years.
Okay, so are you celibate?
No, I just have the absolute worst dating luck out of anyone you've probably ever met.
When's the last time you hung out with a guy in a romantic?
About a month and a half ago.
Okay, so you've been celibate for a month and a half?
Yeah, I don't think I've had sex this month.
Okay. Are you wanting to get married or have kids or anything like that?
I'm not sure if I've missed the boat on that or not yet. It's still whether, or I would like, ideally in an ideal world, to find a partner and get married. And whether I adopt a child or they already have children is like, I don't feel the need to birth a baby, like, and have my DNA, like, doesn't feel like something I absolutely have to do. But like, I'm not against it. I would have kids if
it happens, it happens.
But I'm not going to be a single mom. I'll be the first one in line. I've watched enough of my friends get pregnant, end up single moms, multiple baby daddies. Count me out.
Gotcha. Okay. And let's see here. Have you ever had a roster?
Definitely.
What's the biggest the roster's ever been?
Maybe 5.
5 guys? I like that restaurant.
That means 5 guys at once.
No, it means like there's 5 guys in your phone book that you might send a sexy photo to and make plans to see at some point in the upcoming month. But one guy might be out of town, the other guy might be out of town.
Not
the whole
dating.
No.
Period.
All right. And when's the most, like, you don't have a roster now, though?
It's really not. No.
It's dry.
It's dry. Yeah.
It's a dry roster. Okay.
It's open season.
And then,
summertime. You got to clear out your roster
Sure.
and then start fresh in the summer.
And then just moving back this way for a moment, have you ever had a roster?
I don't think so.
No,
I
like,
think
so you kind of talk into multiple guys?
Yeah, that's one thing I kind of dislike about the American culture. I mean, guys would hit on like multiple girls, like send them booty calls, but normally I like to focus one guy, like a primary guy. But maybe there's a sidekick somewhere. It all depends.
There's a sidekick somewhere? Okay. What does that mean?
Like I would try hard to make it work with the primary guy, but then it doesn't always work out. So there's someone probably in the back corner, like hoping something would happen, and I would still have some hope that it may develop between me and that sidekick guy.
Have you ever had like a friends with benefits or?
I guess like just very short term. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Ever had a roster?
Yeah, totally.
How big was your roster when you did have one, I guess?
Yeah, it depends on what city I'm in, for sure. At least like 5 or 6 different at the same time.
5 to 6?
Yeah.
How many, do you have a roster currently?
Yeah, I have a couple guys I could hit up.
Couple guys?
I want to like, but I also shoot content, so I'm just making sure like we could also like record it.
When you say you have a couple guys you could hit up though, are they civilians?
No, they're usually guys in my industry or guys who have
who have you shot with? Like any big names or?
Yeah, totally.
Johnny Sins?
Yep.
Is that one of the guys that you can hit up for?
I literally was in love with him my first scene. I was with him, and when we did a scene, I was like, oh my God, that's going to be my man.
That's your man.
My man.
There you go.
But
All
yeah,
right.
we used to hook up in like in our private life, but not recently, you know.
Marin, ever had a roster?
No.
No roster? No?
Never.
Okay.
I've never had a roster. I mean, like, I guess there's some guys, like, I knew that if I asked them to, they'd hook up with me, but I've never, like, kept a roster or tried to hook up with people.
Got it. And then going back around the table, orientation.
What do you mean?
Straight, bisexual.
Oh, like, I
Lesbian.
guess to make it easy, I'd say bisexual, but I don't really care or no. So far, I've
Like,
only...
have you dated any women?
So
or-
far, I've only liked or hooked up with men and women, but I've never like tried to explore anything different. I don't really care that much. So I would say mainly I've only dated 2 guys, so straight, but I'm open. I don't know.
Of your kind of relationships, they've been with men.
Yeah.
But like you have had like a fling with a woman. Is that fair to say?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've hooked up with women.
What about you?
I'm trisexual. I'll try anything.
You mean
Yeah, trisexual. I'll try anything once at least.
Well, you're saying like.
She says she's open to anything whatsoever.
I'll just say
I like fluid men,
you're
so I like
but you'll
bisexual
also
men.
do all kinds of
I like girls.
interesting sexual acts, I guess.
I'll be with I'll hook up with a trans.
Pansexual.
Okay, there you go.
Pan.
There you go.
But
I don't know. I don't follow those kind of things.
She likes
I'm
the
an
word
energy person.
trisexual.
So if I like
An
your
energy?
if I like your
What
energy,
if a tree has good energy?
I would masturbate with it.
Because we
I
have.
masturbated with the moon before.
Huh? You had.
like on the bleach, like and the moon had like the
You were
like the
dating the moon
no, just masturbated with it.
with it.
God.
It was like mutual mess.
Like you felt a vibe with the
Yeah,
moon.
I felt the moon. It was a full moon.
Well,
The fish come out. You know what I mean?
That makes
No, it had like a light directly like coming off of it.
it was
to
the
me.
full moon.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You just felt the vibes.
Because we did have a girl on the show who was involved with a tree. So I don't know.
I don't know. I need to have the
Involved in
consent.
what
for
way?
sure.
Romantically,
Like touched it? Multiple.
Yes.
Oh, okay. There's more
grinded
than one.
up on it. I don't know if
I don't do all
I don't know
that.
if trees can consent, but
I don't think
that was
I give it
pretty
a
crazy.
hug. I'm a tree hugger.
Yeah. Orientation, straight, bi, lesbian.
Okay, very simple. I'm straight, even though I do like staring at pretty girls on the street,
You like staring at pretty girls on the street.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
scrutinizing their
Scrut-
fashion and
Scrutinizing
their outfits.
their
Or
fashion?
appreciating. Depends on how they wear.
Gotcha. And orientation?
I go with straight. I definitely have had experiences with women and only humans, but
Only humans.
only
okay.
humans.
All
No,
right,
no
that's
trees for me.
Good. That's good. I
But
guess.
as far as dating, I don't have any interest in dating a woman, so I feel like I still prefer the male anatomy.
All right. What about you?
I am a widow.
Sorry. Huh?
I
Oh,
am a
widow.
widow.
Widow. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
And what's your orientation?
I am 100% straight.
100% straight. Okay.
Yes.
And you were married how many times?
So I was married 3 times. My first husband is my best friend today.
How long? Let's do a timeline here. Can you
Yeah.
tell me at what age did you start dating him?
Yes, I started dating him when I was 17 years old.
Okay. And then when did you get married?
I got married when I was 19,
And then how long were you guys together?
5 years.
You were married 5 years.
Yes.
Gotcha. So you got divorced at 24?
Yes, around that time. Yeah.
And then did you initiate the divorce?
Actually, we separated and I didn't have the money for the divorce. So he initiated it like 2 years later after we separated.
Okay, gotcha. And then you were single for a period of time?
I was single for about 7 years.
And then you met your...
Second husband who died of a stroke.
And so how old were you when you met your second husband?
Well, so I was 32 because I got divorced at 25, my first husband, so 32, I would say.
Look closer to the mic.
I'm sorry,
if you can.
32 years old,
32 when you met, and how long were you married?
a couple of years.
And then you divorced? Wait, no, you're widowed from him.
Yes, no.
Or
No, I'm not widow. I'm not widow. He died, and then I married a third time. That was the love of my life, and I was married the last 10 years. Okay, so my third husband died in 2020, and I got married in 2010. I was married 10 years. No, actually, I got married with him in 2012.
wait, so 2 of your husbands are dead?
Yes, the second and the third.
And the second one, he died while you were married? Or after the divorce?
No. Second one, I was with him. He died of a stroke.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes,
And
and
then,
then I married my third husband, who is the love of my life. I married him on 2012.
Oh, okay, so wait.
Yeah.
But he passed away too?
He passed away in 2020,
Okay.
saving my daughter's life.
Oh.
Oh,
What was there?
He's
what
my
happened?
angel.
What happened? What was the?
It's a long story. I mean, if you let me tell you, it's going to take me a good 5 minutes. I love to tell this story, but I don't want to be taken
Give me like the 30-second plot synopsis version.
It will be very hard, very hard. I think I will need at least a minute, maybe.
Tell us the
But,
saved her life from what?
from the world of drugs. So in a couple of words, my daughter was in drugs for a long time, and we did anything you can imagine under the sun to help her. Whatever you come up with, we did it until we couldn't do anymore, and it was affecting our life, our marriage, our finances, our everything. So that's when we decided to move away, literally to save our lives, and we moved to the other side of the country to live away from her because she would be in our house constantly, and she was a woman, 25 years. Anyways, long story short, we moved to North Carolina, from Los Angeles to North Carolina, and we lived there the 10 years that we were married. Those were the best 10 years of my life, with the love of my life, until I got a phone call. I thought that she was going to put herself together. Now that Mama was gone, because I was told, you give her too much. You always take care of her. Leave her alone, she's going to figure it out. But she didn't. I still can't believe that she didn't when she was by herself. But she didn't. So I got a phone call 10 years after, and that was in 2020. I got this phone call telling me, we saw your daughter in the corner of Venice and Sepulveda in a community of drug addicts, and I almost fainted when I heard that. My husband grabbed me. He grabbed the phone, and he said, do not call again, giving those news. He hung up. He looked at me, and he said, honey, we walked away to be happy, and look at you. And I said, honey, I can't help it. So he said, I'm going to LA, I'm going to go to your daughter. He went to LA, December 5th, 2020. That was a Wednesday. No, excuse me, December 2nd, 2020. He died in December 5th. He went on December 2nd. That was a Wednesday. So here comes the end of the story. He landed at LAX. He picked up the rental car. He went straight to Venice and Sepulveda to find her. After those 10 years that we walked away, and he did. He found her. He put her in a hotel. He took care of her. She took a good bath. She looked terrible, 90 pounds, looking the worst you can imagine. He always gave me the news, what was happening. The next day, Thursday, December 3rd, he called me. He took her to get her nails done, her feet, facial. He was getting pretty. December 4th, he took her to the mall, gave her the credit card, he left her there. She got up at the end of the day full of, makeup and underwear and clothes. She was so happy. And December 5th, the 4th day that she was with her, and he was talking to her about going to rehab. And then he told me, we're going to make a deal. I'm going to make a deal with you, my wife, he said. That's the only thing we didn't do. And I say, what deal? I'm going to put her on rehab, but if she doesn't accept, you're going to let go. And I say, me? Yes, you as a mother, you're going to let go. We're going to change our name, our address. We're going to be private. She will never find us, and you will never look for her. We need to be happy. But if she does accept, I'll put her on rehab, and I'll pick her up myself on the last day. We bring her to our home, and we get her on her feet. And I said, deal. That's why he came to LA. Well, that Saturday, he called me, and he told me, honey, Monday, she's going to rehab. I couldn't believe it because she never accepted that after many years. So I said, honey, I'm never going to be, it's never going to be enough to love you and to thank you for what you're doing for my daughter. I hung up, and that's the last thing I told him. He went to the hotel where they were sharing the same room to save money. My daughter told me that she went to bed at 8:30 p.m. He didn't. And then she said, Mama, I woke up at midnight. I'm looking at his bed, and he's at the end of the bed in a praying position with music in his ears. It didn't look nothing bad. It looked like he was praying. He used to pray. And I was, hey, Papa, what are you doing? What are you looking under the bed? He didn't answer. He was dead. So he called the paramedics. They took him. They did the autopsy. They didn't find nothing. His body was perfect. No cause of death. I'm looking at my daughter, and I said, he did all that for you. Now you're going to come to me. I brought it to me. He flew immediately. She flew to North Carolina, and she looked at my eyes when we saw each other after 10 years, and she said, Mama, for what your husband did for me, I owe you a life of loyalty and respect. And I said, yes, you do. Because if you don't do what you have to do now, the plan is the same. I'm walking away from you, whether he's dead or alive. So because of his death, that I'm still trying to figure out what happened, she's in rehab, almost completely rehabilitated. And that was very quick. If I give you the details, we'll be all crying here. But he saved my life, and we still don't know exactly why he died. But he fell dead without a reason, and that was enough for her. Because the thing is that during her recovery, when she was having her downs, because it was ups and downs, a lot of downs, I would talk to her and say, remember when you found him dead? Do it for that. Make his death worth. And he did it. She did it. So that's what I'm saying. It broke my heart to the point that I almost died. I have pictures on my phone. I can show it to you. I went down to 96 pounds. I was shutting down. I work on my funeral
Did he go
arrangements.
to the coroner? Was he sent to the coroner?
Yes.
This was in the U.S., you said? Or?
Yep.
What did the coroner say was the cause of death?
They didn't. So this is the last of the end of the story. They didn't have a cause of death for a long time, and then after a few months, finally, it came a very little dose of fentanyl in his system, which we believe that it was the fentanyl that my daughter had, because that was involuntary exposure. I mean, for crying out loud, he went to save her life. He's not going to be trying fentanyl, for crying out loud. He never was a drug addict.
Wait, so you think your daughter
my daughter's,
did it?
We believe that my daughter's fentanyl got him, because he fell like that, and that's what happened with fentanyl. And later on, they found a so small dose that they believe that he breathed it, because that's what happened. My daughter told me, Mama, my fentanyl was in the bathroom. I closed the door. That if you don't consume fentanyl and fentanyl is in the other room, you fall down dead. You can go to YouTube and put cop overdosing on fentanyl. I saw with my own eyes, cops can, they can be helping somebody and the fentanyl is right there and they fall down.
Just as a point of clarification, your daughter, she had some drugs in the hotel room or whatever, in the room.
Fentanyl.
And he accidentally came into contact with it.
That's what we believe.
You're not suggesting that there's any sort of foul play, correct?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Honestly, this is not really related. Well, it's kind of, I feel like you gotta just, well, I'm just being kind of totally off track here. I think you just disown your child if they're on drugs like that. I think you just got to disown.
I don't
I'm sorry.
understand. What do
I'm
you
not
mean?
going to go to the hotel and accidentally come into contact with fentanyl, risking my own life.
I agree with that. I think you were very stupid.
But that's
I think
an
you were
absolutely tragic thing. I'm really sorry to hear. So she's clean now, though, or
She's clean. She's clean. She's doing great. She's doing so much better. She's out of rehab and she's putting herself together and she's getting a job. So she's at the beginning of starting to get herself in society. And I'm starting to see the results, the fruits of his death,
Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Of course.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry.
Thank you. You
Has she taken responsibility? I mean, she kind of killed the guy.
not 100%.
Well, did she talk about anything about that?
No, and that's a good question. No. I believe that drugs really affect her to the point that she doesn't have a great judgment today, and she doesn't act at the height or at the level that she should after everything that happened. When she told me that day, Mom, I owe you a life of loyalty and respect, she knew it. Her mind, her thinking told her that. So I don't know what happened today, but there's some things that I'm expecting more from her. But as long as she's getting out of that life and getting clean, I'm happy. I'm not expecting any more.
Okay, so you're currently, wait, are you currently in a
Single.
relationship? Or
No, I'm single.
How long have you been single for?
Since he died. 2020, December
So
2020.
5 years?
5 years,
5
yeah.
years. And longest relationship was?
It was my third marriage, almost 10 years. 9 years and 7
Sorry,
months.
20 years?
10 years.
10 years.
Almost 10 years.
How many children do you have?
2 adult children from my first marriage.
Okay, and that's it.
That's it.
Got it. Okay, what about you?
I'm in a 3.5-year relationship with my boyfriend, and I'm straight and no roster.
Longest relationship?
He was my longest.
This
or
current
is my
one?
longest, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, how old is he?
He's 19.
19.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And you're 20.
Yes.
Cougar over here. Oh my goodness.
He calls me that all the time.
Gotcha. So you guys were like high school sweethearts?
Yes.
Kind
yes.
of. Okay. Same grade?
Yes.
Or- okay. All right. Felicity, what about you?
Single for
Oh.
a week now.
Oh.
Longest relationship was almost 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years.
This
something like
past one?
She got dumped, boy.
Yeah.
Did you get dumped or what happened?
He's not faithful. He's just not faithful.
Fuck him for real.
Should have listened to Brian.
Wait, listen to me.
Yeah, because
What?
I talked to you about it one time. You're like, I don't know, Felicity. It sounds like, you know.
Hey, whoa, don't
Yeah.
put it on me.
It's your fault,
Whoa,
Brian.
whoa, hold on.
Totally.
Hold on. I think I was giving you advice
No, I'm
about how
saying-
you were moving.
I'm saying
I was giving you advice about how you were
Let's
moving.
not talk about how I was moving, but all I'll say is
We
I
should talk
should've-
about that.
No.
We should talk
Not
about
on
that.
stream.
How
not
you were
on
moving.
stream. Not on stream. Not on stream. But
Okay, we'll talk after.
we'll talk. Yeah.
Oh shit.
He cheated on me.
With
Okay.
how many people?
He had like a secret Snapchat account, and he had like a lot of girls on there.
Damn.
How do you find out?
Well, I had a feeling for a while. I was like, I feel like something's going on, you know, like you're keeping something from me. So I asked him, like, would you just show me if you're like, or tell me or whatever, show me what's on your phone, because I don't want to go through a phone, you know. And he's like, no, just go through it when I'm sleeping. I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, go through it when I'm sleeping. So I went through it when he was sleeping, and he had been like snapping other girls for, I mean, at least a month, which was also on my birthday, but
Damn.
yeah.
Good times. Congratulations.
Snapchat.
Congratulations,
Lost.
Felicity, on your newly singleness. Here we go.
Jungle donated $1,000.
Thank you, bro.
Pop
Thanks,
champagne.
Jungle.
Start this party off right. Enjoy
Thank you, dude.
the
Sorry for the
stream.
delay on this.
Can't watch for long tonight.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Are we all getting some, or what's the vibe?
Well, underage. Would you like some champagne?
I'll take some.
Champagne?
Sure.
Champagne? Champagne?
Damn.
No for you?
No, thank you.
No for you. Okay, so, all right, got it. All right, while I'm getting this poured, Felicity, keep telling us about the happenings. Pass it down.
Break the law in front of the camera.
Just keep passing it.
Um,
Thank you, Jungle Man.
I don't know. I'm just sad about it still, but
I do break.
he's a good liar, so he kept it from me for a while. I mean, I asked him multiple times, and he said that nothing was going on. Who do I keep passing it?
Just here?
You said yes.
Or wait, yeah, for her.
Just three of us.
All right, let's do a quick cheers. Cheers to Jungle, your legend, dude. Salut.
Salud. Thank you.